So Trump said he wants to take the Venezuelan. Well, listen to what he says.
How about we're buying oil from Venezuela? When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door.
Jesus Christ.
So this is the crimes that they should be prosecuting him for. Doesn't even come up.
We're going to take it over.
We're going to take over another country and steal the oil. We're going to take the country is ready to collapse. We're going to take the oil.
That really is the ultimate crime, is saying the thing that we're doing.
Just in case you need a reminder that we don't have any good guys in the game.
Yeah, we just have one funny guy.
Right. So he wants Venezuela to collapse, which is why they're sanctioning Venezuela. And why they tried to overthrow it with Juan Guaido.
And why they're busing them into your cities and they're staying in your schools that your kids go to.
This is what's literally forcing immigration from Venezuela to the United States.
Think about that. Like, Trump's the guy who's going to do
so
something at the border.
Their oil.
He was trying to help collapse Venezuela. We have a flood of Venezuelans now.
That's right. Millions.
Nobody's going to connect those things. They're going to go, whoa.
So, once again, we have the choice of the guy who says, yes, I'm evil, and the other guy who says,
gibberish.
What are we talking about? I'm good.
Gibberish.
Yeah.
And maybe Gavin Newsom at some point.
7.3 million Venezuelans left their country since 2014. This is the largest exodus in Latin America's recent history and one of the largest displacement crises in the world. That's as of February of last year.
Boy, you know the best place to get sudden immigration, mass immigration from? A country that you just fucked up, filled with people that might have a bit of a grudge. I mean, could you blame them? You fucked their country up and then they bust them in. You think they're going to respect the police and such?
Trump should make hats, make Satan great again. There's so many reasons not to like Trump.
Yeah.
And the Democrats don't bring up any of them.
No. Well, they have the same views. They just want him to say
That's right. They bring up the stuff you're supposed to like him for. Like he didn't want to fund the Ukraine war.
Right.
He doesn't want to have World War III with Russia or maybe China. Maybe he does. I don't know about how.
He didn't want to lock down hard enough.
Venezuela crisis. Maduro claims victory over deranged coup attempt. The president blames Trump's imperialists and coup-mongering far right as rival Juan Guaido calls for more protests. That's from 2019.
Juan Guaido, who now lives there in Venezuela and gets his ass kicked by the public on a regular basis. Not in prison. They let him just move back there. I couldn't believe it when I saw it because he's the rightful ruler of Venezuela. According to Trump. And Nancy Pelosi didn't tear nothing up for that. She applauded.
She applauded that.
Yeah.
I like how they put deranged in quotes.
Yeah.
As if the coup makes sense.
Were they implying it was a ranged coup?
Yeah, it was ranged. So it's weird also that Trump would fund a coup in Venezuela during the latter part of his presidency when the country was on the brink of collapse anyway.
Yeah.
And that the coup that he funded failed so miserably.
I mean, the Bay of Pigs was an embarrassment, but when they're called the Bay of Piglets, that's not as good. He really said that the USA's quiet, decade-old MO out loud. Yeah.
That's right. He said that's another reason why they don't want Trump, because he tells you the truth about our foreign policy.
He blurts it right out.
You want to here it is.
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure. We left troops behind only for the oil.
That's why they can't have him, because he tells you the truth about our foreign policy. He thinks he's just talking to his base and his voters and the donor. He's actually talking to the entire world. And the entire world hears the president of the United States give away the reason for our foreign policy for the last 75 years. What is it?
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure. We left troops behind only for the oil.
So that's why the Democrats could talk about hating him, but the Democrats are on board with that. They love that Trump kept troops in Syria to take the oil. They love that Trump tried to do a coup in Venezuela so we could steal their oil. This is all about oil, again. And the things you're supposed to hate Trump for, they don't.
I wonder if Trump realizes that he answered his own question about why do we keep having immigrants from shithole countries? Because we take their oil, we got their oil, we're keeping their oil. It shouldn't be a mystery to you how this keeps happening.
His real crime is acknowledging America's crimes.
Yeah,
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to say we're leaving troops in Syria for liberty and freedom and to fight back against authoritarian dictators. That's what you're supposed to say.
See, because you're supposed to do it the way that's disrespectful to you, the chump at Home's intelligence, not the way that's disrespectful to the bullshit the Freedom Coalition Caucus and all these like names that have like freedom in the title, and they're all just stealing oil.
So if you want to know why there's all these immigrants here, it's because Trump is agreeing with the policy of destabilizing Central South American countries, creating refugees, and then they come here. That's why they're sanctioning the shit out of Venezuela. That's why they sanction Cuba. That's why everywhere they put sanctions, it turns people into migrants and refugees, and then they come here.
And then they lower your wages.
And they lower it's right.
Yeah.
So it's not their fault. It's again the United States' fault. Look at all the goddamn 7.3 billion Venezuelans
patriotic watching this.
That's right. This is why the Democrats should hate him, but the Democrats don't hate him because of this. The media doesn't hate him because of this, because they all agree with this.
How about we're buying oil from Venezuela? When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door.
He just says it. He says the quiet part out loud.
Make America great.
We're imperialists. We come, we invade smaller, weaker countries, and we take their natural resources and we give it to Western companies. By the way, the oil wouldn't go to American citizens. The oil would go to Western corporations that would then charge you for it.
Who would then work to coup Trump out of office.
That's
by the
right.
way.
That's right.
Like it actually is hilarious. This really is a funny ass country.
Here's why the Democrats should hate Trump. Here's why they should criticize him. And of course they don't, because they agree with it.
They hate the honesty.
Same thing in Syria. Hey, come see us live on tour in Los Angeles, Palm Springs, Stockholm, Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Berlin, Copenhagen, Oslo, Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Cortland, New York, Oakmont, Pennsylvania, right outside Pittsburgh, El Paso, and San Antonio, Texas. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.